Open your book to page 247. This lesson is on exponential numbers and divisions. So this is the quotient rule. So you learned earlier that when you have like a x, the 3 power times x to the 5 power, right? When you have multiplication, so you use a product rule, you add. So this would be x to the 8. So by using the same thing, that when you have division, you divide. So when you have x to the 5 over x to the 3, so again, when you have multiplication, you add. When you have division, you subtract. So you got 5 minus 3 will give you 2, so it will be x to the 2. And the reason for that is the x to the 5 means there are 5 of them, right, on the top. X to the 3 means there are 3 of them on the bottom. So this will cancel with that. That's where the 2 came from. There are 2 of them. Okay? So again, when you have division, you subtract. When you have multiplication, you add the exponents. Now, let's go over more examples. So let's go to example 4. So again, if you have, for example, example 4a, you have x to the 6 over x to the 2. Again, when you have division, you just subtract. So x to the 4, and that's it. When you go to D, you have 10 to the 7 over 10 to the 3. So again, division, you subtract, so you get 10 to the 4. And so this is an easy number, so you can work it out. So there are four exponents, means there will be 4 zeros after the 1. And so that's it. So again, easy number, go and work it out. You know, when you go to E, example 4E, you have x to the 5 over y to the 2. Okay, for this one, there are different variables. So you cannot do anything to it, so just leave it. So nothing can be done. Okay, when you go to F, x to the 4 minus x to the 2. So in order to do the subtraction, you need to have a like terms. These are not like terms. So again, you cannot do anything to this kind. When you go to G, you got 2 to the A over 2 to the B. So both have the same base, so you're okay. So again, you apply the definition. Right? Again, when you have division, you subtract. So be 2 to the A minus B. So this is the definition of the quotient rule. Now let's go to example 5. (5a), you have negative 5 square over negative 5 parentheses square. So you have to pay very close attention to this. Okay, so you need to remember that the exponent is for what is immediately before it, right? So in this case, the square is only for the 5, not for the negative. So make sure you pay close attention. So this is only for the 5. So negative stays the negative. 2 is only for the 5. So 5 gets squared, so it's 25. So it's negative. On this one over here, the exponent 2 is for parentheses. Again, exponent is for what is immediately before it. So this is for that. So therefore, this everything inside gets squared. So negative gets squared, so it becomes positive. 5 squared is 25, and so your final answer is negative 1. So make sure you pay close attention to this kind of problem. Now let's go to B. Example B, you have negative 2 to the 3 power. You have negative 2 to the 3 power. So again, you need to apply this. So negative is negative. Okay, again, exponent is only for the number 2, not for the negative. Okay, so negative, it follows through, and 2 cubed will give you 8. Now over here, the cube is for everything. So the cube is for negative. So negative to the 3 power is negative. 2 to the 3 power is 8. So in this case, the answer is positive 1. So you got to pay attention, and again, you need to go and do it step by step. Remember what I said about math, right? Math is not about just getting the answer. Math is communicate your thoughts. So that's why you need to do it step by step to show people what you're thinking. Okay, let's go to example 6. for A, now you have more parts now. So you got A over B to the 5 power. So you can just apply the power rule to each part. Doesn't matter if it's on the top or on the bottom. So A to the 5 power is A to the 5. B to the 5 power is B to the 5. And that's it. So you just apply this to each part. So when you have more than 2 parts, it doesn't matter how many parts you have. You just apply that. Okay. Now let's go to example 7. You got x squared y cubed squared. So again, you just apply to each part. Again, make good use of your fingers. So just do that. So apply the power rule to this. So you get x to the 4. Apply to this, you get y to the 6. And that's it. Okay, so make sure you apply the power rule to each one. Now let's go to B. You have 5xy squared z to the 5 to the 3 power. Okay, so you can apply the power rule to each part. So 5 to the 3 power is 125. Now it's not 15. Right? 5 to the 3 power means 5 times 5 times 5. So it's 125. Then you go to the next part. This will give you x to the 3. Go to the next part. Y to the 6. Go to the next part. Z to the 15. And that's it. So make sure you know how to apply the power rule. Okay, let's go to example 8. For part A, you have x squared y to the 5 over z to the 3 to the 4. So you apply each part. So this will give you x to the 8. This one will give you y to the 20 over, and this will give you z to the 12. And that's it. So you just have to apply the power rule to each part. Okay. Let's go to B. You have 3b cubed over 2c to the 4 square. So again, you apply that to each part. So 3 squared is 9. B to the 3 to the 2 is B to the 6. And on the bottom, 2 squared is 4. C to the 4 square will give you C to the 8. And that's it. So again, you just need to remember how to apply the power rule. Okay, so let's go and do this part over here. So do page 250, number 2 through 40.